Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving right into the neurological architecture of joyful habit formation. Now, if you're fascinated by how our brains literally wire themselves for success, and more importantly, how we can hijack that wiring to our advantage, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to uncover how some incredibly basic, everyday frameworks actually perfectly mirror highly sophisticated neurobiology. Let's get into it. So let's start with a bit of a mystery. What exactly does a simple, catchy children's nursery rhyme have to do with the complex neurological architecture of habit formation? I mean, on the surface, it sounds like a completely random pairing, right? On one side, you've got this playful, simplified language of early development, and on the other, the rigorous, heavy science of neurobiology. But the bridge between these two worlds is remarkably direct. And honestly, understanding it can totally transform how we approach building our own daily routines. Which brings us to part one, the joyful rhyme. Okay, just listen to this lively little rhyme from a source called the Glowing Brain Habit Rhythm. Do good things, your brain will glow. Happy feelings help you grow. Notice how it uses that upbeat energy and a bouncing cadence to instantly link an action with a positive internal feeling. It's undeniably simple. You kind of almost want to clap along to it. But hey, don't let that playful tone fool you for a second. This is absolutely not just fluffy filler. It's actually a precisely crafted tool designed to cement a fundamental behavioral loop right into the mind. It actually maps out three really straightforward steps. Step one, good choice. Step two, happy signal. Step three, easy habit. Think about it. You make a positive choice, which immediately triggers a joyful feeling. And that feeling, that is the exact thing that makes the habit take root naturally. It perfectly outlines a closed-loop system of success. You take the action, you experience the reward, and boom, the habit locks in. All right, let's move on to part two, translating the brain glow. So when we peel back that child-friendly layer, good choice actually maps directly to what the academic texts call pro-social behavior and beneficial decision-making. We aren't just talking about generically, being a good person here. We're talking about the higher-order cognitive process of actively evaluating your options and selecting the one that yields a constructive outcome, whether that's for your own personal well-being or for the people around you. And what about that warm, fuzzy brain glow and those happy feelings? Well, the scientific literature classifies those as literal, positive physiological effects and true emotional satisfaction. This isn't just some abstract metaphor, guys. The brain is literally rewarding itself in real time. It's sending out joyful signals, like a literal rush of dopamine, as a measurable, physical response to your beneficial decision. Ultimately, that easy habit that helps you grow perfectly mirrors the really complex neurobiological goal of facilitating lasting routines and comprehensive mental development. I mean, this simple mnemonic captures the exact mechanism of neuroplasticity. It describes how repeated beneficial behaviors, when they're structurally reinforced by emotional satisfaction, literally thicken the neural pathways in your brain. It's what makes those positive actions completely automatic over time. Let's bring it all together in part three, the architecture of habits. Here is the big takeaway. Emotional reinforcement is not just a happy accident. It's not just a nice little side effect of doing something good. It acts as a literal, active catalyst for your personal improvement and neurological health. That happy signal is the binding agent. It's the chemical spark that tells your nervous system, hey, lock this action into our memory, making your personal improvement biologically sustainable. When you consciously associate positive choices with those internal rewards, you're creating incredibly powerful, joyful signals. You're actively driving your brain's natural reward architecture. You're harnessing those signals to pave a literal neural superhighway for the habits you actually want to keep around. And this leaves us with a crystal clear framework for exactly how the brain responds to success. Number one, you engage in beneficial decision-making. Number two, your brain responds to that success with positive physiological effects. And number three, that physiological response cements the lasting routine. It's a chain reaction. For any habit to truly stick, your brain absolutely has to recognize and internalize the win. So, as we've seen today, beneath a very basic, childlike mnemonic device lies a highly sophisticated neurological architecture. Simple does not mean unscientific. Honestly, the real brilliance of the glowing brain habit rhythm is that it takes incredibly complex habit formation and distills it into a tool that anyone at absolutely any age can immediately grasp and put to use. Knowing the deep science behind that simple little rhyme, I want to leave you with this question. How will you harness your own joyful signals to catalyze personal improvement today? How can you consciously engineer your own emotional reinforcement to build the lasting routines you actually want? Think about that as you navigate your choices moving forward. The neurological architecture is already sitting right there in your head. You just have to give it the signal to glow. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.